Hey, this is Timmara signing on with some more Fortnite Battle Royale. Alright, so it's been a bit since I played, well, 2 days, since I did my first recordings when the game released, but let's get back in the swing of things. Sorry. But as far as Fortnite Battle Royale is going, it seems to be doing really well. Reports are saying that within its first 24 hours of being released, there were over 1 million players across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And that's awesome, I think. So it's really taken off, just probably because of the free-to-play thing. But, you know, well, I find it interesting. A lot of conversations keeps popping up now a few days in between Fortnite versus PUBG. But I just find it interesting that since March, when PUBG really started to take off, or when it released, I don't remember which, but it recently announced that it had 1.5 million players. And just in a single day, Fortnite was able to make 1 million, and I just find that very interesting. Yeah, it's not looking good. Bluehole, the PUBG developers, are really starting to panic. I've done some better research. I've heard some more opinions on this whole thing, and you know, this might be a reevaluation of something I said in like my second episode of Fortnite was you know, how Bluehole are responding to this and what they should and shouldn't be doing. But before I get into that, we'll get into that later, but what else is there though? Oh, but actually playing Battle Royale got me really interested in playing actual Fortnite, the base game, Save the World. And it's actually a lot of fun. I'm loving it right now. Like, I did some research into Fortnite, and it's like, oh, it looks interesting. It looks cool, but I just never really had a reason to pick it up, because it's in early access right now. And early access, and you can play on all the major systems right now, and PC. But the thing is, well, you can buy into the early access, and it's like minimum $40 to get standard edition, which is what I got. And you can buy into it, otherwise it'll be free to play in 2018 if you're just patient. I'm playing Battle Royale. I really want to see what the base game is like, because that's what I think is really interesting about this, is that, sorry, that, you know, Battle Royale, free to play, but there's another game attached to it if you're interested. And you could buy into it now, or when 2018, sometime early then, you know, it will also be free to play. So there's like so much Fortnite has to offer on top of this. And I think having the Battle Royale free to play and pushing that right away is actually a really good move, because we're going to try to get to Pleasant Park. I figured out what my best strategy so far, which has been working for me, is just going as far out of my way as I possibly can. Alright, let's go. Let's go over Loot Lake and try to get to Pleasant Park. And hopefully no one's following me. I'm sure somebody is. At least one person. This is what I've been doing lately, is I've just been trying to go as far out of my way as I can, because I got a good 5 minutes roughly to move into where the next the big circle is going to be before the storm really starts dealing damage to people. Alright, just about there. Woo! I even realized I got camo shoot, somebody's here. Gotta find a building, What's the best house? Okay, here we go. Let's go to this one. But anyways, for buying the base game, you get a camo glider. And I found out, dang it! People stealing my houses. I think people are starting to figure out the idea. Ceiling trap, not bad. I hear... Nope. Looks like a firefight's already broken out. I hear you, treasure chest. I'm coming to find you. Where are you, treasure chest? Is it above me? making too much noise, but there it is. Dang it. There we go. Okay, but anyways, I've been playing regular Fortnite, which is a really fun kind of like tower defense cross just horde shooter, which is I'm really enjoying right now. Pretty simple to begin with, but I hear it gets gradually more difficult as you go. There we go. Nice machine gun. Let's pick up the ammo. I haven't gotten too far, but the most appropriate word I think you can use to describe Fortnite is just dense. It is dense with mechanics and stuff to do, and it's... hang on, survey the area. Well, I gotta start heading that way, probably. Oh, crap. But, yeah, there's just so much to do. You can get survivors and get them to go do stuff. Did somebody get that? You can get survivors and do stuff. You can play the base game, which is build a big fort and then fight off hordes of zombies so they don't get to an objective. There's skill points you get from playing the game, but then there's research points you get as real time goes by, and you can spend those to get more abilities and more buffs and stuff. Let's just head this way. I don't know if somebody's hanging around yet. I really would like some resources, though. I don't think the storm is coming for a bit yet, but we gotta get moving. But yeah, Fortnite I'm really enjoying. I just have to put more time into it. It's one of those grindy games, which I do like. It's just to put time into it. What's that there? Oh, I should use this potion while I got him in a breathing room. Alright, sweet. Okay, it looks like there's actually some cool stuff up there. How much time do I got before... Okay, so I got a little bit of time before the eye of the storm starts shrinking. I want to start tearing this place apart, but... making a lot of noise, but... need some resources. Be a good source of metal. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I'm really paranoid right now that there's somebody just out there waiting, watching, coming around the corner any moment now. Yeah, let's just move forward. Down to the last 40. Oh, jeez. Whoa. Where did that shot come from? But gee, it must have been a sniper because that was a lot of damage. Just keep on running. Okay. I don't think this is going to go well for me in the end, but persist. Try to get to high ground, then maybe I can make a sky bridge. Won't get too far, though, because I don't have a lot of resources, so... there's that problem. Oh, oh, I thought I saw somebody. Okay, but yeah, base game Fortnite's really fun. $40 to get into it, which so far I think, again, once I put more time into it, that money's going to be worth it. Is that a man-made fort? No, the storm's shrinking. I gotta get moving. I should be able to get to the next ring before it hits me. Okay. Oh, there's somebody. He's just leaving a dust trail as he goes. Either he's going past that mountain or he's trying to get a vantage point. I don't want to... I didn't really want to follow him, but if he goes around the mountain or up on top of the mountain... That little house there. I wouldn't doubt if he took either refuge in there or maybe he just kept running. Boy, we gotta get to the moisty mire. Where did that guy go? Did he just keep on running or did he stop somewhere? Ah, dang it. Sorry, I'm losing focus. I'm trying to remember my topics, but... Okay, getting closer to a big house. I imagine somebody must have taken shelter there. Where? Let's just go around. Where is that? I feel like I'm running towards the bullets. Oh God! All that gear. Someone must be having have a sniper nest. Christ! Let's try and run through. The storm's gonna shrink soon. Oh, don't lag out on me. Christ, okay. All that loot, that must be a trap for a sniper's nest or something. That makes sense to me. Okay, the eye of the storm is shrinking now. Okay, ammo. That's something, at least. Down to the last 24. Treasure chest nearby. Where is it? Above me? I need some medical items. What the? There we go. No! Oh God! Oh shoot! Ah, dang it. I wonder if that was the sniper from earlier. Okay, oh well. Okay, moving on. Let's just try and cram in another game. And maybe then, with this one, I'll spend some time talking about what's been going on with Bluehole and a reassessment of my whole stance on this. It's not my opinion has changed, my research has improved. So we'll wait till we get into the next game before I get into that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else is good about Fortnite. Yeah, it's just really fun. I know I keep saying that, but I'm drawing a blank right now. Trying to go off the cuff. It's been a long, tiring day. But yeah, and something I'm interested in is seeing if Fortnite's pre-release, well, early access sales are going to increase because of the Battle Royale. Does maybe the free-to-play nature, people say it's a free-to-play game, and then they get an idea of like what it feels like, how it looks, and then if they research it or look into it, or heck, the option to buy the other part of the game is along in the menus. If they see that, are they maybe going to be checking it out or something? I just think that's going to be interesting to see what happens within the coming weeks with Fortnite and their updating and upgrading. What else is there? But yeah, Fortnite's really cool. Just a lot of mechanics, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of currencies, a lot of things to manage. Like you get basically blocks of experience, but for characters, for survivors, for weapon schematics and everything. So it's sort of like there's different XP points and XP totals for almost everything. So you gotta learn how to manage that, how to conserve it. The research points you get so many over time until limits. Like, what do I get? I think I get 54 research tokens per hour. With a max of, it can hold up to like 1,000 something research points. So, yeah, you can spend those, and that increases your stats. I know I've already said all of this, but I'm waiting for the game to start so I can talk about Bluehole. But yeah, Fortnite's dense, a little complicated to understand, and it's just expanding even more. But I've heard once you get to places like Plankerton, it just becomes really accessible and really fun. And so yeah, let's get into this. All right, what's the trajectory for this thing? Where am I gonna go this time? I'd say Wailing Woods, but I have a feeling a lot of people are going to go there first. Anarchy Acres, maybe? That's my first guess right now. No! Ah, frick. Okay, change of plans. Where do we go? Dang it. Okay, let's head over here. Head to the farm. I can see the silos. I know that's usually a place where you can find good loot. Okay, hang on. Give me a minute to assess the situation. Okay, that was weird. I wonder if I could hide in here. Oh, shoot. Actually, that's a really good idea. Did anyone else land here? That's actually a really good idea. You could hide in that silo. I think someone's shooting at me already. Oh, I took some fall damage, though, I just realized. Did anyone else drop here? I didn't see anybody on the fall. Better keep my guard up, but... Jeez, that loud chime. Okay, while I'm panicking, let's talk about Bluehole. Okay, some things I want to correct, from what I said. Oh, Jesus, I thought someone was there. Okay. Some things I want to correct about what I said about Bluehole. Well, one thing I want to correct, which doesn't actually help their case, is that they're really not an indie studio anymore. Actually, if they were... well, the point being, turns out, Bluehole actually has quite a few games under their belt. I can't remember at least 2 more besides PUBG. I can't remember the other one, but I remember Terra, which I don't know what it is, but the name sounds familiar, and it sounds... And if it's the game I'm thinking of, it was a big, like, I don't know. All I remember can think of it was a big game at the time. God dang it. I knew there was someone else here. Oh, well. Alright, well, I'll finish my thoughts on this, and we'll just follow this guy for a little bit. So, anyways, Bluehole is not really an indie studio. And considering the popularity of PUBG, they are big enough where, you know, they can't hide behind those trappings of, you know, people like to give indie studios a lot of leeway when it comes to making products because indie studios, you know, less experience, less money. If something's bad, you know, take it easy. Well, it depends on the people, and Bluehole's big enough where they are kind of exempt from that excuse. They're big enough, and they got big enough games where that's not an excuse for them anymore. Especially when I found out that PUBG is actually an asset flip. Okay, a little clarification, they use Unreal Engine 4 to make their game. But what I didn't realize is that, well, since I don't play PUBG enough or have much experience with that engine, well, you know, development-wise, sorry, but apparently almost every asset in the game was bought off the Unreal Engine store. And so, you know, they wanted to get a game quick out to market, and so they just bought all the assets, put everything out, and, you know, what the results was PUBG. Now, you know, asset flipping is a kind of a big, controversial subject, but how I put it is, Bluehole didn't commit digital homicide. I almost said digital suicide, but that would have been just as appropriate. Who made asset flip games from all sorts of different things, basically like art styles and different connections that just did not mesh with each other at all. And they sold those games. They'd crank one out maybe in a day, if it took them that, and then try and selling the game for a high price. So, you know, that's the bad type. What PUBG did, well, Bluehole did with PUBG, I think is a little bit more acceptable. Yeah, it's store-bought assets, and they're just not really much original to them. They bought the buildings, some of the character models, I think most of the character models, and the gun models. But what they created, well, here's the thing. They actually created a good game with the assets that they bought. So, fair enough. Like, you know, you can talk about artistic integrity. It's like, oh, they should start making their own stuff, or why didn't they make their own assets? Because I'm sure that's pretty freaking hard and time-consuming and expensive. So, what they did, I think, is justifiable enough for the sake of PUBG because they did make a good game out of it. And that's well, there's the thing. They made a good game with PUBG, and, you know, they are the kings of the Battle Royale pile right now. And the only real close competitor otherwise was H1Z1, which apparently one of the developers of PUBG had a hand in. But, you know, H1Z1 is still big. People keep saying PUBG killed H1Z1, but it did not. H1Z1 is still, like, in the top 5 to top 3 of Steam. So, you know, it's still around. PUBG did not kill its competition. And with Fortnite coming out, they really object to that because they think Unreal is going to make engine or expanses and upgrades to the engine and not give them the upgrades, which that's not how, you know, engine sourcing works. So it kind of like, yeah, Bluehole is really scared right now, and I think why is because they don't want to get called out on not actually being developers. Well, because they bought all the assets and stuff. So maybe they're scared that people are going to start figuring them out. But anyways, that's a bit more complicated, staying on track. But they're freaking out with they're freaking out over Fortnite Battle Royale because they're afraid they're gonna upstage them. They're just stealing their ideas in order to snuff them out, which I talked about that the other night, and I still stand by that. No, that's not what they're doing. It's not malicious on Epic's part. They're just making they had a game, they had some assets, and they thought, hey, we can make something like this. And they said, we really like games like PUBG, and so we wanted to make our own, and we have everything in line already. And Bluehole got up in a rile about that because they name dropped PUBG in their description of when they were announcing Battle Royale. But according to American copyright laws, you can do that. In fact, if they wanted to, Epic could have said this game is gonna kill PUBG, or this is the PUBG killer. They could have basically made threats to the game's integrity if they wanted to, and that would have been legally fine. There would have been no issues with that. But that's what they could have said. Fortnite Battle Royale is going to be the PUBG killer, and that would have been fine. And so when I said the other night that maybe that could be the only thing that holds water for them to have a case, it does not. It does not. So that's pretty much nothing. There's nothing Bluehole can do to Epic or Fortnite. So right now they're just kind of giving themselves their own bad reputation by freaking out about this whole situation. That's just kind of my take on it. A reevaluation from some things I've learned, some things I've seen. And, I'm not saying anything bad about Bluehole or PUBG. PUBG is still a good game. I realize that. And Bluehole, they seem like a nice couple of guys, but they're panicking. And I have a feeling they're going to start making some stupid decisions. And however they try to if they're going to keep going after Epic, it's only going to give them a bigger, worse reputation. And it's only going to give Epic more promotion for Fortnite, Battle Royale, and the base game. So they got to calm down, because otherwise they're going to start messing up big time. Right now, they should just keep silent and just, wait to see what Fortnite does. Because, okay, as much as I like this was obviously a rushed project. That's the best way to explain what Fortnite Battle Royale is. It was rushed, no doubt about it. And I mean that in kind of a good and negative way. Because, they were able to do it. And what they gave us to start with is pretty good. We got, different weapon varieties, a lot of cool character models. I think they added one or something, because there was one character model I've never seen before. But, and functionally the game works great. But there are some obvious placeholder things, like the storm, which it's not an actual storm, it's just a barrier. Which, if they can take the storm animations from the base game, that would be really cool. Which I think that's the plan. They had a Q&A recently saying there's going to be a lot of additions. They're trying to figure out how they can do a great balanced economy between letting you gain or experience points or cosmetics for Battle Royale or Fortnite if you play either or. So I think that's a good idea. It's just how they do it. Now, considering how common microtransactions and loot box stuff is getting, PUBG even did loot boxes, which, after looking at that economy is pretty horrid, but I digress. But, you never know when it comes to, big game companies, what they're going to do with, these games when it comes to implementing microtransactions. So, who knows? Fortnite could, run strong for about a week, but then if they announce some kind of microtransaction scheme or something like that, it could tank this game quickly. So, really, what I think, basically my point being is, I think what Bluehole should do with PUBG is just keep developing and stay silent about Fortnite. I mean, they don't really have to worry about this if they don't cause a scene. Almost got him, I think. There's a lot of people. I think, is this where the circle ends up being, is just in here? Did they just pick the perfect place? But, you know, Bluehole should just keep their head down, keep developing the game. I think I read that they're going to have a new update for PUBG that's in testing now and probably coming out soon. So, you know, progress. They just got to keep developing their game, keep making it better. Basically, they got to fight to have a better product in the end. And if they don't do that, Fortnite's going to overtake them. But at the same time, Fortnite got to watch what it's doing. It's got a huge player base right now, and they could screw that up very easily if they make bad business decisions. So it's really comes down to right now, who messes up biggest first? Is PUBG going to panic and then do something stupid that they think is beneficial? Or is Epic going to do something stupid and try to push some kind of cash scheme or really shove the base game of Fortnite in your face? Or maybe make an update that really screws over the mechanics. Either one of them could do that. And maybe they won't. That's the thing. Preferably, if they don't do that, then, you know, we got two really good games that are competing. And like I said before, I think competition is healthy for these... well, sorry, I'm rambling. But I think competition is really healthy for games, especially in a case like this, where two burgeoning markets, the Battle Royale, it's been, well, games like H1Z1 and a couple of others have been around, but it's never really picked up steam like it has this year. And the thing about that, no, not that thing about that. But anyways, the more competition it's got, the better it's going. I mean, there have been a lot of clones of PUBG and everything, ones that just like, oh, Battle Royale's popular, let's just do that, and not really understanding what the point of, or how it's good and what the point is. And so those fail, and Epic with Fortnite, I think, is getting it right really early on. And so, you know, if they just keep at it, we'll see what they develop. And if they're competing, they're trying to, like, hold both their audiences. If they're competing, they're trying to make their game the best they can. And, you know, if they're trying to make the game better, more vigorously, that's good for players and consumers because we're just getting a better product in the end. Now, if they can keep it that way, that would be great. But will it stay that way for long? This is a lot of widespread speculation. You know, because this has only been out for like, what is this, the third day, Fortnite? And PUBG's been out for a couple of months. But I think the thing that's really, well, I think that's what's going to make this really interesting is that, you know, like I said earlier in the video, that PUBG has about 1.5 million players, and in one day, Fortnite was able to make 1 million. So, how will that expand, or will it decrease? Or, you know, there's competition to be had. And, you know, one of them, actually, neither of them might even come out the winner. Maybe something else will come out. Epic kind of, like, opened the doors for a bunch of other games to really, you know, open the doors on maybe they could use games or other companies could use their games and develop Battle Royale type stuff with their assets and their already pre-made, you know, games and series. I think that'd be really cool. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but it's possible. So, we'll see what happens. I really want to see how this lady's doing, but you know what? We're just going to back out. I know you've been watching this. People are probably going to hate this, but bye-bye. Okay, but that's just my take on it. You know, I think Bluehole's going to be just fine so long as they don't do something stupid. And what they've done already is pretty bad in itself. Sending out emails about their concerns, which are kind of not really major. If they just leave it alone, they probably would be doing a lot better. But if they're going to panic, they're probably going to make a mistake. But, you know, Epic could make a mistake just because it's a bigger developer, more money, more thinking they have more leeway to push people's buttons. And we'll see how things progress. I have a feeling I'm recording this on a Thursday, and I have a feeling by Monday next week, we're gonna start seeing what's gonna happen. Because I have a feeling during the weekend, I'd imagine Fortnite's gonna have something lined up for maybe some kind of update or something going on there, and PUBG or Bluehole's gonna have time to figure out what's going on, have a weekend to like breathe and see what they want to do, and probably by Monday we'll see what happens. So anyways, that's just my reevaluated extended take on that. It was probably a bunch of jargon rambles of garbage, but I don't care. It's an interesting conversation. It's just too bad I can't have it with anybody else. So I'll see what happens. But anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off.